This cemetery on Spain's tiny island of El Hierro is home to many nameless plots. Inside lie migrants, often unidentified. Their anxious families back home unaware of their passing. Arrivals to the Canary Islands from West Africa are running at all-time highs. The Red Cross says more than 42,000 migrants have reached the archipelago so far this year. Around half of those have landed here, on the shores of El Hierro, an island with a population of 11,400. But the rate of those going missing or dying on the treacherous Atlantic crossing is growing 5 times faster than those making it alive, the latest available data shows. This funeral is for Bathy Berry. He was identified as Senegalese by a survivor from his boat who said he was a relative. The farewell is small, quick, and painfully silent. None of those who traveled with him and survived can attend. They are in police custody or in hospital.
No es una cuestión solamente de fe o de religión, es algo mucho más.
Heridian Marichel is a volunteer mourner. She also tries to help connect unidentified missing migrants with their families.
Se trata de humanizar, de acercar y de ponerles voz a todas estas personas que ya no se pueden defender.
Berry's resting place in El Pinar Cemetery shows the scale of the crisis. Here, migrants occupy more than 30 slots in burial walls, and as their numbers grow and space runs out, the cemetery has requested an extension. These mourners are saying goodbye to 9 people who died during the Canary's worst shipwreck on record. In September, 27 migrants were found alive when a boat capsized. Spain's Coast Guard said there had been 84 on board. 9 people were buried in El Hierro. The rest are believed to have sunk into the ocean. A local judge is investigating what happened. At the time, there were only 2 cadaver refrigerators on El Hierro. 7 corpses had to be placed in a room normally used for wakes, which could be cooled close to 0 degrees Celsius. Modesto Martinez, the island's only forensic pathologist, examined the bodies.
Deshidratación, hipotermia, eso es la causa fundamental del fallecimiento de todos ellos.
Hoping to retire, Martinez moved to El Hierro from nearby Tenerife in 2022, when only 1 migrant had arrived dead on the southernmost Canary Island. A year later, official data showed there were 11 deaths, and so far in 2024, 33 people have arrived dead or died shortly afterwards. Last month, the regional government installed 6 new refrigerators in the island's port. But processing the corpses isn't the only challenge. Confirming the identities of the dead can take months. Most migrants throw their ID cards overboard, a Spanish security source told Reuters. Unidentified, they believe it will be harder for authorities to prove their country of origin and send them back. Martinez says for over 90% of migrant deaths, no match is found. It's too complicated to trace relatives, he says, or secure DNA samples from Africa. Migrant arrivals to the archipelago rose 12% between January and October this year, according to Spain's Interior Ministry. The International Organization for Migration, or IOM, says the estimated number of dead or disappeared was up 61% in that time. All this as overall irregular arrivals to Europe have declined. Andrea Garcia Borja works for the IOM's Missing Migrants program. She says boats have been coming from further away in West Africa, and smugglers are packing up to 300 people onto each open-topped vessel. Identifying the bodies, she says, is complex.
Because it involves crossing often more than one international border or disappearing in international waters, for example, and it makes it extremely difficult for the families of the missing who are usually not in the country.
An Interior Ministry spokesperson told Reuters Spain has no official database on dead migrants. It only counts those arriving alive. In 2021, the IOM said the specific procedures needed to search for and identify missing or dead migrants didn't exist in Spain. It called for a centralized mechanism to be created. Spain's Justice Ministry did not respond to questions on whether it had implemented the recommendations. The Interior Ministry said Spain's justice system and civil guard police investigate migrant deaths at sea if there is evidence of corpses missing, but declined to elaborate. Despite the difficulties, Marichal says she will continue her mission to connect missing migrants with their loved ones.
Siempre estamos con un puzzle, siempre estamos dependiendo del testimonio de alguien, siempre estamos dependiendo de fechas, siempre estamos dependiendo de a lo mejor esa última llamada o ese último mensaje que pudo poner alguien desde una embarcación.